In this video, we're gonna talk about this 3D model here. Right now we are on the Blender Cycles, and I like the color. This metallic paint works very well on this form. And I'm gonna walk you through how it ended up here. Honestly, it was not easy at the beginning because I had to decide in between two design proposals. One of them is this one, the Bugatti form. The original sketch, let me show you here on Instagram. This is the original sketch, the Bugatti iconic C shape. You remember all this from the previous episode, so I'm gonna quickly just show you how it was to remind. Sketch, Photoshop, and then the Viscom. And I really liked this design proposal, this direction to go with. But on the other hand, I published this one as well, and there's something to it. It's very simple idea. You know, it's like divided into organic, like two big intakes on the side, and the contrast color on the other hand, a bit more sharp design language. This was the Photoshop and the first Viscom generations, and this was like, this one captured me emotionally. First, I thought I can just 3D model both of them. Why not? And honestly, it would be quite possible, but that's the thing with the projects. It also depends on how much time you have. And I want to finish it today. Basically, today is 23rd of May. Tomorrow I start traveling. For around 1 week, I will not be able to work on it actively, and then it's already the end of the month. And in June, I'm starting the design lab. If you don't know, it is an intense workshop. We're gonna start from brief, and as a small group of people, we're gonna design a portfolio project together in 4 weeks. More details are on my website berkaplan.com/designlab. And when we start it, I'm gonna make another project starting from zero with you. That's why I wanted to finish this Formula One project, which also started at the beginning of this month. Just after visiting Monaco, I was super excited. But you already know this because you watched the previous episodes, I assume. If not, you can go check the previous episodes of this series. But long story short, I wanted to finish this project. I kind of had to finish it. It was my own deadline, and that's why I had to pick one of them. Otherwise, I would definitely model both of them. So I picked this one to 3D model, and all the elements you see right here, the engine, the gearbox, the components on the back, the wheels themselves, the driver, the steering wheel, the suspensions, and even the rear spoiler, these all are generated 3D by Viscom. Let me show you a little bit directly in the Viscom file. At the very beginning of the project, when I was sketching, I wanted to have a 3D model as a base. So I just put these 5 images of Ayrton Senna's McLaren, and I generated this McLaren first to have as a reference, like to understand the volumes better, and later also for my own 3D model to use it as a base, as a reference. So how you do it is basically on one image here on the studio, one canvas, you can go on the right side, make 3D. And if you say make 3D from multiple layers, then you have the front, left, back, and right. How it works is you need to just select those layers. So the front is here. So I clicked on it once, and as you see, it appears here. The left is the next one. So the left of the car, I'm gonna hold Shift and pick this layer, the left. I'm gonna hold Shift to pick the back. Okay, not Shift, I need to click on Control. So the front, holding Control, not Shift, the left, the back, and then the right. So I have all this here, and then I selected the balanced mesh detail. You can experiment with the low poly, and then I hit generate, and this was the result that I got. Then I imported it. I exported as FBX, then I imported it on Blender, so I have the textures as well. So this was the first model. But the components, I guess, are exciting for you because for me, it saves a lot of time. Like starting this car with these components already changes everything. Like the parts that I modeled are only these. Like if I switch, this is what I modeled in Blender. And when I combine with what I generated, together they become the full car, the full project itself. But how did it happen? Let's go back to Workbench on Viscom. And if you don't know Viscom, I'm a brand ambassador. You can go to viscom.com and create a free account to start experimenting yourself. First thing I wanted to do is I picked the Ayrton Senna's car and I said remove all the body panels and show me the mechanical components, and then I show me the engine only detailed photo here, and then I 3D generated this engine already from one image. By the way, you don't even need all the images. So this was the image and this was the 3D model. It is already very good, but I also wanted to see what would happen if I put a proper image. So this is an Honda V10 engine, and when I generated this one, it was more clean results. Let's go back to Workbench, and then show me only the component behind the engine, the gearbox, and then I generated, like from this image, I generated to 3D. I think you got the idea. And then I separated more components like the wheels, and then I generated the 3D of the wheels. Here I experimented with what if I just get the material out of this render. So I also built a material myself, but later I didn't use it because already this wheel itself, when I export it, for me it's good enough. I didn't put a lot of effort on the material itself. It's directly from how it came from Viscom. And as for the final renders, I'm gonna use Viscom again. So I'm gonna put this renders from Blender into Viscom to develop them further. So I don't need very extremely detailed materials on Blender directly. Another new feature of Viscom is an extract box here. So you can pick any of the image, you can pull the plus icon and you can go to extract. And here you have multiple options like the color, material, parts. When I said the parts, it automatically gave me some of them. Let's see what it will be now. And then I added myself probably the steering wheel and I extracted all these 9 parts. Look, here we have again some components. So this also works pretty well. Like here later you can one by one also 3D generate. This is what I did for this wishbones. This was the images and this is the 3D model, which is already used in my model. And then also the steering wheel I took from this image into 3D. So these were the easy ones, but the driver was, I guess, the most tricky one because I couldn't manage on the first ones. I might have deleted some of them. Yes, I've deleted them. For the driver, it was tricky because I couldn't make the position correct first, and then it was difficult to do it on proper side view. And even on 3D, if we see here the driver only, the driver and the helmet, it is not exactly symmetrical, or the hands are not straight. It's like turning already to the right. And the helmet was also not correct, the head. So I just separated it and then rotated it myself. But it is good enough for, or like the feet are actually overlapping. It's like one shoe for 2 feet, but doesn't matter because it's anyway inside of the car. So after having all these components, it was still challenging, but I was able to focus on the body design itself because I will not design the engine, I will not design the wheels. I mean, you could do very nice conceptual tires and the rims and so on, but for a short project I didn't want to get into these details because the most brutal part, like the key part of my design, is anyway this body itself. So I started with the circles. I was not even sure how it will be on 3D because on the side view it looks like a direct cut from the side, which looks very cool. But what is the section of this cut? Are they on top of each other directly? Are they 2 circles, same size? Or the upper one is different? So I started modeling from somewhere. Like rather than deciding all these things and jumping into 3D, that's not the goal. We also think while doing the 3D model. That's very important. I talk about it on my Blender Beginners course, Blender Advanced course. And if you are new to the channel, I have my own online courses that I teach you Blender from 0 level to be confident to model your own cars. This is the Blender for Beginners course. And then if you want to speed up and have better quality surfaces, you can start with Blender Advanced Car Design course. You can find both of them on berkaplan.com. And I get very good feedback from students and also professional designers from different companies. So go check it out if you want to learn Blender. So as I said, it's not only for visualization modeling, like the design is not finished and then you modeling. It is a great tool to also think while doing the 3D. So after a certain point, I was already happy with the general form of this rear body part, but it felt too bulky. Yes, it's like a very brutal design. It feels kind of mechanical, kind of organic, something in between. And I wanted to use it total circles, but it felt too heavy on the upper part especially, and it didn't fit to the car. So I pushed the upper one, I made it smaller and I pushed closer to the driver. And on the upper part, it didn't make any sense to have another air intake because we have 4 huge air intakes now. So I removed the one on the top and instead I did kind of like a fins, or you could tell them kind of like a 2 very small spoilers, and I kept the engine open and I was quite happy with this form itself. And on the front, on the cockpit side, as I have on the sketch, I have this sharp crease as a shoulder line, which kind of disappears on the front. And I wanted to stay true to 70s, 80s aesthetics on the nose. Like rather than having lifted, I put it down until the ground and kept a very minimal spoiler in the front. And on the back, the first rear wing I did was a little bit too flat, a little bit more like a paper surface. I didn't quite like it. It was a bit too technical for that much organic form of the car. So I went back to Viscom also for ideation this time. Let me find it on this chaotic file. By the way, for Viscom, I think it's also worth to think about more simpler file. Like when something doesn't work, when you didn't like something, I generally tend to just keep it away and continue generating, but it makes the file heavy. And I think it also uses the RAM of your laptop or your computer to sometimes load it slower. So I will build a new habit of deleting the things I don't like. For example, here, these images, I'm not gonna use them. So I'll clean the file later, but I can already start deleting them. But I picked 1 or 2 renders and then I said, for example, here, all you can see is different front wings and the rear wings. So I was brainstorming with Viscom now. Here, for example, this was like an alien. It's way too organic for my style, but it's kind of interesting. Like I wouldn't think about it myself. Here we got more like blocky, but still quite aerodynamic, like more from the modern era of Formula One. So when I reached to this level, I think one of these, I like the rear wing, very minimal, but still kind of organic, so still fits to the design. And then I said, show me the car from the back. And then I also used extract the components. Then seems like I rendered only the back of the car, and then I even marked it and I said remove the car, keep only this visible. So you can mark it in the studio and then use the modify, and it showed only this part. And then I said 3D generate, and this whole thing was 3D generated. Later in Blender I just changed the proportions of it, but basically I used this directly on my own model. So it even overlapped with the wishbones that I had from the previous 3D generation, so I could clean it up. But I'm like, anyway, this will not be the focus of my design. So I just kept it this way. And for the spoiler, I just added these little fins on it because on the side view, it adds a better balance to this area. And then for the front wing, I just modeled it myself. Very simple. Let me show you the topology maybe. These blue lines here, if you don't know, this is like one of the most important things from my Blender Advanced course. I also have a YouTube video about them. It is basically a big time saver for creating the sharp angles between your polygons. What else? Let me see what else I did on Viscom. I think as 3D generation Viscom, we covered them all anyway. The next part is about visualization and taking some renders and the story itself, which is funny because I got the whole idea about this concept while I'm doing the visualizations. So it's not always like you have a perfect scenario, perfect storyboard, and then you start sketching and then you do the Photoshop and then it's not like this in real world. Of course, sometimes it works like that, but on the creative process, you should expect the unexpected. No, it sounded like I remember it from somewhere. Maybe when I was doing the masters in Italy, we had a collaboration with Lamborghini, and maybe on that time it was expect the unexpected. It was kind of like our brief for making the project in the school. But anyway, so when it's a creative process, this kind of things happen. Sometimes the sketch is a good, like not sometimes, sketch is always a good starting point. But later it evolves while doing 3D, while doing visualizations, the story evolves because it was a form study for a Formula One concept inspired by 70s. This was my brief, and it still is. It is at the end, if you look at this, it is a conceptual Formula One car inspired by 70s. It fits. But when I started sharing it on social media, I got comments like, oh, it is not as aerodynamic as the current cars. Oh, where is the halo? Oh, it looks older. Oh, it looks this and that. Oh, you cannot design a Formula One car because it's totally technical. And I agree, it is. Of course, it is totally technical. And with all the regulations, there's not much. That's why all the modern cars, modern F1 cars look same, right? Just the colors change and small tweaks here and there. But the story, the brief, changes everything. This also again feeds the idea of Design Lab that we're gonna make the project together. So you will see everything unfiltered, how things are changing on the way and why is it okay and how to finalize a project. If I was thinking, or if I was more perfectionist approach, I wouldn't be like, oh, okay, it is done. There's a lot of things that I could improve about this car. But look at this, with 3 YouTube videos, we are already here. And on the next video, I'm gonna show you the visualization and it will wrap up the whole project. So when you are ready and when the video is published, see you there.